What's going on, YouTube? This your boy Blake, your favorite contractor, man. If you're trying to get your North Carolina General Contractor license, I got a few easy steps that you can take to get you on that process. So let's get right into it. Number one, first thing you're gonna need to get is your LLC. It's your limited liability company, and basically, what that is your company name that you're gonna register through the North Carolina State. Secretary of State. You're gonna register through the Secretary of State, your business name. When you get your business name through the Secretary of State, they're gonna send you back a form, and that's gonna be your article of organization. Your articles of organization basically states that the business name that you came up with, you registered through the state and it's available. Now you own this business name through the Secretary of State. The next step is going to be the EIN number, Employment Identification Number. Basically, Uncle Sam got to get his. That's his right there. That's what he got. That's what he put out there for y'all. EIN number. Bring it back. You know what I'm saying? So, EIN number, you're going to have that. Then when you get your EIN number, you're going to go back to your bank, open your bank account with your business name that's listed under your LLC, Articles of Organization. You basically gonna give that Articles of Organization to the bank. They're gonna verify all the information on there, start your business account. So then when you get your business account, you set up. Now, once you got your business account, you set up, you ready to move forward with the application process. Now, the application process for the North Carolina General Contractor's License Exam, it's a little difficult, because there's a lot of steps to it. But if you go through the steps, it's not difficult. And I'm going to help you with that. This application, I'm going to start a workshop for it to be able to help you step by step. Get this application, get all the information that you need on this application, and get it sent off filled out right. So basically, let's break down this application. So you have a residential general contractor, building general contractor, and then you have a NASCAR. These are the exams. So residential, building, NASCAR exams. I'm going to tell you the difference between residential, building, and NASCAR, and where you fall in with this exam. So with the residential, you can only build up to 2 stories. After 2 stories, you need a building. Which building is a commercial license. So after 2 stories, you need a building commercial license. So with residential, you can't build higher than two-story house or 2-story building, and you can't mess with no commercial buildings. The exam, it's 90 questions on the exam. It's a 90 questions on the exam, same as the building. 20 books that you can have that you can get the information out of, same as with building. You got 90 questions that's on the exam, but you only can really take in 8 of the books. 8 out of the 20, you can only take in 8 of the books into the exam in the testing center. The exam is 3 hours long. That's 200 minutes. So you got 3 hours to take this exam. You get 2 attempts in 120 days. Now, 2 attempts in 120 days, let me tell you what that means. When your first attempt, you fail, you have a 30-day waiting period. So in this 30-day waiting period, you waiting on the North Carolina General Contracting Board to send you back a form basically saying, okay, now you can go back to PSI, which is the state testing center, to take the exam. So you have a 30-day waiting period, but you only have one more attempt to take this exam before you have to do the application process again, whether it's residential or building. So after that second attempt, you definitely have to do the application process again, which the application, it costs $75 for limited. So you got, for limited, it's $75. For unlimited, it's $125. There is an intermediate, but for intermediate, it's like $100. But if you're gonna go from 75, you might as well go ahead on to unlimited. If you're gonna go to limited, you might as well jump on to unlimited. And what separates limited from unlimited is limited is 500,000 and below. Anything up to 500,000 is limited. Anything over 500,000 is unlimited. So when you're filling out your application, you want to fill out for unlimited or limited. but more than likely you're gonna go ahead and start out with limited unless you have experience and you kind of already been in the game, you already kind of got your stuff set up, then you can kind of set up for unlimited. But if you're just starting out, you're going through all this necessary steps to try to get your license and start your business, you know, you want to start out with limited. So like I said, it's 200 minutes. You get a 30-day waiting period, 2 attempts. Same way with the building. Building and residential is the same when it comes to the qualifications as far as taking the exam. Now the NASCULAR is a whole different ball game than this. The NASCULAR is a no state approval. So really, it's not really an application for it. It's basically like you call the board and they approve you. You give them all your information and they approve you. It has 115 questions on the exam, which the residential and building only have 90 questions on the exam. 21 books with all the info in it. All 21 books are allowed in the test center, which with the building and residential, only 8 books are allowed. So that's the difference. A lot of people won't say that NASCULAR is better. They're gonna say it's the better exam to take. Not only that, you get 3 attempts a year with no wait period. Like I said over here, it's a 30-day wait period. After you take the exam and you fail, over here, if you fail, you go back the next day, take it the next day. You get 3 times within a year to take that exam. The other good thing about the NASCULAR exam, you can practice in 14 states with including the law exam. So basically, in 14 different states, you know, you can practice use your general contractor if you take the NASCULAR. With residential and building, you only get 2 states, which is South Carolina and Tennessee. So that's another benefit of taking the NASCULAR exam. You get 345 minutes to take the exam compared to the 200 minutes of the building or residential. That's 5 hours and 45 minutes of exam time with the NASCULAR. That's only 3 hours with the building or residential. And like I said, a lot of people are going to say that NASCULAR is better because you get a wide band of access to different states. But if you know you're going to only be practicing one state and you know you don't want to, you know, expand like that, I think residential and building will be the best bet for you. Because even though the NASCULAR is probably the better exam, it's a lot more questions, it's a longer time period, and you know who you are, you know how you test, you know how you study, so you know you decide which one is to be best for you. And then the NASCULAR fee is $300. The NASCULAR fee to be able to take the NASCULAR is $300, where building and residential is $75 and $25, like I was explaining to you. Depends on whether you limited or unlimited. With NASCULAR, you basically unlimited. Now let's get into the PSI. Like I said, PSI is a state testing center. So basically, if you're doing a real estate, anything that requires a licensed state, you go to PSI. And like I say, PSI, it costs $60 for every time you schedule that exam. So if you fail, you gotta pay $60 again. If you fail twice, you gotta pay the $75 or $125 for the application, and then another $60 just to take the scheduled exam. So try to keep that in mind. And your test center, you can basically schedule it online, or you can actually call PSI and schedule it. But that's after you got your application and everything has come back. Once you fill out your application and the application come back good, then you're ready to schedule your exam. Books. Let's talk about the books. The books, like I went over it, you get 20 books for residential and building, 21 books for the NASCULAR. In the NASCULAR, you can bring in all 21 books. I'm talking about, man, they got people with suitcases come up in there like that. You know, I had a little baby in there like that. 21 books to bring in there. But North Carolina residential, you only can take in 8. So you do it now. I'm gonna have another video on the books, what books, you know, to take in, how to highlight your books, how to flip through your books, how you tab your books properly, because PSI is very strict. The state controls PSI, and when you get there with your books, if they're not tabbed right, they're gonna turn your way. If you got certain stuff not highlighted right, they're gonna turn your way. If you're written in your book, you're gonna turn away. But we're gonna get into a video with that. That's gonna be another video. Now with the books and the class, basically you can take the class, and you know or a seminar, and they're gonna basically go through all the books, help you highlight the books, teach you. You probably gonna learn a lot more in the class than you is self-studying. Me, I self-studied. I just bought the books that I needed, studied it, went to the exam, passed the exam. It's a very difficult thing to do, but you know what type of person you are. If you're a studier, if you're not a studier, you need to figure out if the class gonna be good for you or the book's gonna be good for you. Most people with just buying the books, they're gonna fail because it takes a lot of discipline, a lot of dedication, a lot of concentration, self-studying, and but if you're a self-studier, then you won't have no problem. A lot of people take the class. If you bought the books that you need just to take an exam, you're probably gonna spend anywhere from $1,000 to $1,200. If you take the class, you're looking from anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500 for the class. But that class, I think you can borrow books or you can buy the books, or you can buy the books and then resell the books after you pass the exam. Some of these classes, they guarantee you first time pass and all that. Like I said, I never took the exam. I never took the class, so I wouldn't know about that. But the books, they don't guarantee you nothing. You're gonna pass it. It's all on you whether you want to do the books or the class. So I'll let you decide that. I have some information down here on the contractor exam place or where I got my books. You can, it's all different types of places that you can get the books from. You can either order them off of Amazon, figure out what books you need, order them off of Amazon, go through one of these contractor services. But the one I went through is Contractor Exam Services. Their phone number is 704-663-5880. And you can email them. The email is Contractor Exam Seminars, Contractor Exam Seminars.com or CarolinaSeminars.com. You can go to that website right there and basically get yourself set up on what books and stuff you're going to need. They basically give you everything you need. You can call them on the phone and talk you through it, talk you through everything you're going to need as far as the books and taking the classes and things of that nature. That pretty much covers everything. Let's just go over as far as the passing rate or the passing percentage, what you need to pass. You gotta have at least make a 70% on the exam. Like I said, 90 questions, 70%. You know, I think you can miss like 18 questions or something, or 17 questions and still pass. So you need a passing percent of 70%. And that's with that, both of NASCAR and business and residential. But like I said, with NASCAR, you got 115 questions, but you got another 2 hours to take the exam. And let me explain to you again the difference between residential and building, and which ones that I think that, you know, in my opinion, that you should go. When I took the building, because with the building, you're taking the same amount of questions, same amount of time. You're gonna have the same amount of books that you can take into the exam. So you're better off just taking a building. With the building, you get building and residential all in one license. So you can work on commercial buildings and residential. You basically not limited. With residential, you're limited to just residential. If you take the residential exam, you're gonna basically do the same thing, 90 questions. You only can take 8 books in 3 hours, 200 minutes, and you can't work on no commercial buildings. You can't work on nothing over 2 stories, you know, so you want to keep that in mind. You might always go for the building residential. You might always go ahead and get your building contractor license because you don't want to limit yourself unless you just know you want to do decks and build 1-story houses or 2-story houses, and you want to be that limited. If you know you're at that time or that part in your life where, you know, that point in your life to where you're not going to, you're not going to be doing that much, then, you know, that may be okay for you, but it's all the same. You're paying the same. You might as well go for this. So I hope that helped anybody that's trying to get their North Carolina General Contractors. Like I say, North Carolina General Contractor license is different than every state is different. So it depends on if you're in another state, you know, this is going to be different. But if you're in North Carolina or you're in Tennessee and you're in South Carolina, it may be somewhat the same. So I hope this video helped somebody. If you like this video, I need you to like, subscribe, comment below. I like to hear the comments for anybody that I can help. Peace.